Long ago, in a small village in Israel, there lived a widow. A woman of deep sorrow and quiet strength. Her husband, once a faithful servant of God's prophet Elisha, had died and left her alone with 2 young sons. The days that followed were heavy with fear. Her food had run out. Her savings were gone, and her debts kept growing. Soon, the cruelest news reached her ears. The creditor was coming to take her 2 sons away as slaves. Payment for the debt she could not repay. With a heart trembling yet full of faith, she hurried to Elisha. Her eyes were weary, her voice shaking as she cried,
"My husband, your servant, is dead. And now the creditor is coming to take my 2 sons as his slaves."
Elisha looked at her with compassion.
"What shall I do for you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?"
The widow lowered her gaze and whispered,
"I have nothing. Except a small jar of olive oil."
Elisha's face softened. He saw in that little jar not emptiness, but a seed of God's power waiting to be multiplied. He told her,
"Go, borrow empty vessels from your neighbors, don't gather just a few. Then go inside, shut the door behind you and your sons, and pour oil into all the jars."
Though it sounded impossible, the woman obeyed. She gathered every jar she could find. Small ones, tall ones, cracked ones, borrowed ones. Then, she closed her door. In the stillness of that humble room, with only her 2 sons watching, she lifted her little jar and began to pour. To her amazement, the oil kept flowing. Drop after drop, jar after jar. The oil did not stop. Her sons brought another, and still the oil kept coming, until one of her sons cried,
"Mother, there are no more jars left."
And just then, the oil stopped flowing. Breathless with awe, she ran back to Elisha and told him everything. He smiled and said,
"Go, sell the oil, pay your debts, and you and your sons can live on what is left."
In that moment, the widow's despair turned to joy. God had taken her nothing, the small jar of oil, and turned it into an overflowing miracle. The story of the widow's oil reminds us that no situation is too hopeless for God to redeem. When we give Him the little that we have, our time, our faith, our obedience, He multiplies it beyond measure. Even when our jars seem empty, God is never out of supply. He simply asks us to trust Him, to obey, and to pour out what's in our hands. And in His timing, He fills every vessel of our lives with His unending provision. Amen. And God bless you.